we're talking to Corina. She's the founder of Salto Innovation and a creative strategist for Amazon brands and a dear friend. She's also the creator of the StorySell framework, which uses storytelling principles to drive higher conversion rates. So Corina, a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Dushan. Thank you for inviting me.
So the first question that we have for you, because most sellers assume growth means spending more on ads. So why is actually raising the conversion rate by fixing the product content itself usually like the bigger and a cheaper lever?
Well, conversion is always, and it always will be a cheaper lever, just because you won't pay more clicks to get more sales. Okay, you are getting more out of every click you are spending. And basically, when you are trying to grow by spending more on ads while keeping your conversion rate flat, it's like injecting more money into a leaky funnel. Okay, which at the end of the day increases ACOs and trains you to think growth has to be expensive.
Right. Could you give us an example of like when this actually works?
Sure thing. Actually, we recently finished a project. In this case, they kept all their advertising spend constant, and we were just in charge of rebuilding all their creative assets using our StorySell framework. And basically, the results were stunning. We tripled their CTR. Sales went up by 462%. We have the case study on our website, and conversion went from 3.5 to 7%. So we didn't change the product, the ad spend, or the ad configuration because that was done properly, but we just make the content do the job.
So another question that I had for you, like when a brand moves their product from the Amazon listing to the Shopify product page, right? So, what still works in the same way? And, what has to change on Shopify in order to have it convert?
My standpoint is that the thinking in terms of the listing, product listing is the same because the customer is the same, right? And in StorySell, we treat the customer as the hero. And the brand is always the guide. And in both cases, you always have to name their desire, agitate their problems, and show how the product is the solution to the problem they are facing, right? Like how will your product transform their life, bring a better day to their life, basically. So the strategy in that sense doesn't change. What does change is the trust layer. Because now Amazon, that trust is broad because of that platform architecture.
Got it. You got to invest a lot in actually building it the first time somebody sees you. Yeah. But let me ask you, if a seller is building their first Shopify product page this month, what's the one thing they have to get right on that page?
I think a brand should get right on Shopify is above the fold. As soon as the customer lands on the store, they need to understand what the product is. And if that brand is for them, it can answer if the store offers what they are looking for. On Amazon, the above the fold is also important, but somehow the original layout of Amazon protects you from not having the right information above the fold.
Now we have to come to an interesting topic of, having AI helping you write the content. So since most of the descriptions are being ran through AI tools or being generated by AI tools, specifically from people who are not really sure in their skills. So how is the product content for like e-commerce brand going to change going forward if AI is going to write everything?
Yeah, well, that's the trending topic. Production with AI got cheaper. Now you can massively create contents in a way that you can scale your creative systems and test different variations. But what didn't change, and it won't change, it's the strategy. Right? The thinking behind the content. Because production got cheaper, the brands that were using high quality premium content as an edge won't have enough material to differentiate. But the way we see it is that brand storytelling became even more important for brands to position themselves against all these massive amounts of content, premium, polished content that's out there.
So basically the story is part of the moat.
Yeah, the story is your goal.
Yeah. But could you tell me, where does AI actually help conversion and where does it start to hurt, if a brand is using it too much and relies too much?
So AI is also analyzing data. It's incredibly good at accelerating the pace in which you are getting this content. So the volume and speed is higher. So you can get it faster, test it faster, even get it wrong faster and refine your content continuously until you find that sweet spot in terms of conversion rates. So if you have the right system in place, like For instance, we get with StorySell AI, it's the best bridge to scale that system, okay, that creative system, that strategy into thousands of products or across all your catalog very easily. Right, where it starts for is when you let AI decide your strategy. If you don't have clear your brand positioning, your differentiation, your mode, and if you don't understand your customer, AI will just accelerate the errors and basically scale what's wrong.
Got it. Amazing. Okay, let's kick it off to a short this or that game. So I'll give you two options for each of the questions, and you just pick one. No overthinking. Lifestyle photos or infographics?
Lifestyle photos.
Okay, so A+ content or sharp bullet points?
A+ content for sure. More room to tell your story.
So right for the algorithm or right for the shopper?
Always the shopper. The algorithm will follow what the shopper responds.
Perfect. Thank you. So with that, there's also one thing that we agree you are okay with sharing. And we'll share with you the skill Corina made to help you rewrite your product description using her storytelling framework. And we'll put it below in the comments. So thank you for that, Corina.
Thank you. Hopefully you can leverage on this skill to write better product descriptions.
Yeah. And for everything more, please use her with the scale that you might have on your products. Thank you so much, Corina.